Albert, show me your subterranean cellar.
Please.
Should I go down first?
A pleasure.
Let's see how we feel the change in temperature as we go down.
You will feel it cold, as we have a constant temperature all year round between 12 and 14 degrees. Whether winter or summer, we always have the same temperature.
So the temperature decreases here, and this is why the excavated then.
Well, this was the process that we had to make wine. Note that this cellar is from the 15th century. Back then we did not have the techniques that we have now, so they achieved low temperatures by digging underground.
And then storing the wines in these barrels, which had to be assembled down here.
Correct. They have to do all of it here, manually. Incredible. Manual labor to dig, make the walls and caves.
Then the humidity aspect. It is important for the aging wine to be conserved with high humidity levels, which is also guaranteed in these cellars, right?
That's correct. But we have to be very careful with this. These cellars have chimneys that allow the recirculation of air in the cellar and prevent condensation of the humidity. If it condenses, the subterranean cellar can collapse, and it's a pity. We have lost many of them because they have been built over, in eliminating the chimneys, the cellars, and collapsing.
I see. And also the air circulation is necessary during fermentation to prevent depleting the oxygen.
That's also very important. Indeed, they used to have a cage with a bird as reference. We have one there to remember the conditions of the past. In the end, the fermentation was a problem. Even nowadays, it needs a very good control. No person alone should be inside during fermentation. In case of any problem happening, imagine how it was in the past in these cellars.
One thing that captures my attention in this cellar, I have seen many in the region where my family had some, is that this one is particularly large. It even has arcs that look mudéjar, with bricks and very spacious. This may have been a cellar used jointly by more than one producer, right?
Also note that this is a cellar from the 15th century. In those times, this was a very popular area. Remember that the capital of Spain was here, in Valladolid. And this was the only way to elaborate wine. There were many cellars back then. Unfortunately, many of them have been lost, but we have large excavations in the area of Rueda. Impressive.
I wanted to know about how you elaborate your John Verdejo and your Sauvignon Blanc, as I know that you make a very good wine that is becoming popular internationally.
Fortunately for everyone, the white is now becoming popular. Beyond the Verdejo, which is a grape very recognized in Spain, we are talking about the two youngest wines we do here. The elaboration, as you see here, is in stainless steel vessels, obviously with temperature control. It is simple. We come from the harvest, directly to the press and to the vessel where fermentation is controlled. We use autochthonous yeast, and after some clarification, we get this that we will soon taste. We start harvesting at 4 a.m. Here we have something that is actually a virtue for white wines. That is very abrupt changes in temperature. During harvest, we can reach 34 degrees during the day and drop to 12 overnight, which is why we bring the grapes to the winery in the night, with the grape as cold as possible and avoiding oxidation for the best possible elaboration.
In these young wines, the Sauvignon and the Verdejo, you look for the fruit, the freshness, that they express the grape, right? How do you achieve this? What kind of elaboration? The autochthonous yeast help to express the fruit in the wine?
Totally. What we do is basically recover what has been always done. For the Verdejo and Sauvignon Blanc, particularly in this area, we made them monovarietal, which are the only ones we work at 100% the same grape in each of the two. We work with autochthonous yeast to express the personality of the grapes.
There are people who would prefer more structured and aged wines. And you make more styles. You have one made on slits, another cuvée. Those you can explain to me in the room of the barriques.
Let's do it.
We're in your room of barriques. You need to tell me about this wine. With crianza in barrique, in contact with slits.
This wine is a total luxury. The Verdejo grape gives you different characteristics depending on the elaboration. In this case, we are talking about our cuvée. We use barriques of 225 and 500 liters that we have over there. We do the fermentation in oval deposits, and then they undergo crianza in the barriques.
Oval deposits of concrete?
Yes, concrete and then barriques.
How long will it stay in?
It depends on the vintage, as it depends on the grade the grapes come with. In principle, they stay in barriques between 8 and 9 months.